So here comes the problem. COVID started. Now, when COVID started, we all know that there's this thing called Casa Integración. Those of us that is working, that they asked to stay home because of the COVID, we are all receiving Casa Integración. It depends on your contract. Okay, guys, please, before I continue, if you're living in Italy, you are an immigrant, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's talk about this in the comment section because this thing is very bad. So bad, because if we put ourselves for these people's shoe, we're not going to be happy. Guys, so please, let's talk about this in the comment section. So let's continue. So now, let me tell you this story about this guy. So to make sure you understand the story very well, I'm going to name the landlord as Luigi because he's an Italian man. I'm going to name the guy that rented the house from the landlord as Lanka. Then I'm going to name the other guy that rented one room from this particular apartment as Johnny. Okay. Now, the landlord, which is known as Luigi, and Lanka used to work in the same place, though different apartments. So this guy just inherited the house. And this house is located at a very, very good place, very busy place. And this house, I mean, when you have a house that is located in a place like this, it's very expensive. It's very, very costly. So they decide to, this guy said, okay, I like the house. And also the house is not too far from his place of work. So this thing is perfect. Lanka decided to take this house. You know, here in Italy, when you rent a house, first of all, they will give you 4 years contract. After that 4 years, if the landlord want to renew or you want to renew, if you still have good relationship with the landlord, fine, they will renew for you. So after those 4 years, you know, this guy he's young, you know, when you have double properties, those of us that live in Italy, you know what I'm talking about. If you have double properties, when you go at the end of the year to declare you're ready to, or when you go to do sette renta, I said this sette renta before in my one of my previous video. When you go to do your sette renta, when you go to declare your yearly income, and they will see, the government will see that you have two property and one is actually fetching you money. So definitely your tax goes somehow high. You understand? So this guy was like, he called Lanka based on the fact say he know Lanka. Now let me tell you, say, now this house is 2 room, kitchen and parlor. So the Lanka is just him and his wife. So he decided to give 1 room to someone that is from his country. Okay, but the landlord has no issue. I mean, the landlord for you, they're not always they get issue. Their own be say, so family you pay them their money, not spoil their property. Okay. So after the 4 years expired, the guy called this Luigi called called Lanka. Luigi, the landlord, called Lanka, was like, you know what? Let's do this thing without contract, which is illegal. I'm not going to lie, but a lot of people do it. This thing is illegal, but a lot of people do it. He said, Lanka, let's do this. Stay without contract. Instead of this guy was paying 750 before, because for those of us that live in Italy and those of us that live in Milan know how costly it is to get. I mean, how's the cost? It's so like a rent, which sometimes you will see just 1 room for 500, 600. But this guy was lucky. He saw 2 room, parlor, kitchen, and everything for 750 with the 4 years contract. So after the 4 years contract, the landlord decided to reduce the money to 600, and he said 600, but you will not be paying that. We will not have contract, because from there himself no one will pay double tax. But it's so risky. That one, they very risky, especially from the landlord side, and it's also illegal. So those of us that would live here in Italy, they call that one Nero, black. Okay. Now this is where Johnny comes in. Johnny happens to be a friend of Lanka. They are from the same place. They work in the same place, though different location. So they know each other. And Lanka told Johnny, since you're looking for house, come and take 1 room from me. And my wife will live in 1 room. So that way we will pay the house rent together, which is 99% of people do it all over the world, because things are hard. The economy, they very, 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 very hard. Things hard. So to save yourself, to save money, to save yourself for stress, he rented 1 room out, and this guy Johnny was actually paying Lanka 250. Now remember, the house is no longer 750, it's 600, because it's 750 when they have contract, when it's legal, when it's registered. 600 when the landlord talk, when the guy and when Lanka and Luigi the landlord can't get conversation, they can't talk, say okay, maybe they do one like this, maybe they pay less. The guy was happy, 650 na money, at least 150 don't reduce. So now he rented one room to Johnny. Johnny was actually paying 250. So Johnny will every month Johnny will give 250 to Lanka. Lanka will add 350 to it because he's actually living staying in the same room with his wife. So there are two, the Johnny's one. So they will pay 250, 350, 600 that will give the landlord the money. So here comes the problem. COVID started. Now, when COVID started, we all know that there's this thing called Casa Integración. Those of us that is working, that they asked to stay home because of the COVID, we are all receiving Casa Integración. It depends on your contract. Okay, so Lanka and Johnny, they have 8 hours contract. So if you're receiving like 8 euro for 1 hour, the government will be paying you like 4 euro because it will be minor, like they will divide it into two because you're not working, you are home. So let me just say Lanka and Johnny is actually receiving like six something to 700 for Casa Integración during that long term period because they are not working. If they are working, they receive like 1,000 something euro. So now Johnny will take his own two out of the six something. Let me just say 650. Out of the 650 that Johnny received, he will take 250. We bring out 250 from the 650, 650 euro. He will give 250 to Lanka, thinking that Lanka will complete it with his own 350 and pay landlord. Or not to Johnny that Lanka is not paying landlord. Lanka will take money from Johnny, you will keep it in your pocket, money that is not your own. This is what I'm talking about. Immigrants, sometimes you people will come, some of them will come and say, oh, Italians are racist, these people are racist. Like some of them are not racist, but now the thing with their eye don't see, the thing they have experienced. How did you expect that man, that landlord now to give out a house again to another foreigners, another immigrant? Impossible, not possible. Let's be sincere. Now, let me continue with the story. This guy refused to pay for 1 year. Even the landlord will call him. The landlord will be like, what is happening? Why are you not paying? We say, hey, you know that we are in there's lockdown, COVID, we are not working. The landlord that you're talking about is actually receiving Casa Integración, which is that money that government paid you because we're not working, because we are home. It's not that we want to stay at home, but COVID forced us to stay at home. So the landlord also is receiving some money. So he knew that you were receiving in that Lanka is actually receiving some money. This case come the worst. The matter come the worst. So one day, I don't know how Johnny Conte here say Lanka no they pay the money when they give her. And how would the landlord feel knowing that you're taking 250 from the other guy, but you're not giving it to him? The guy verse, Johnny verse. I was like, I even told Johnny because I know Johnny personally. I told him, what was that? Somebody will take money from you. Okay, it's not as if you're taking the money, you take the landlord. Okay, take this 250. I will complete, and the man will understand. No, nothing at all, because he thought that the landlord can do nothing. He thought the landlord cannot do anything because they remember that there is no contract in that house. So that was what he was depending on, hoping that the landlord will have no choice than to relax because you don't want to go expose himself. But you know, no saying that the person we had no theirs now meet. The landlord go meet lawyer. Lawyer carry the case go court. They invite the guy go court. The guy carry lawyer. Remember that if this case go to court and Lanka loses this case, Lanka will be the one to pay Luigi, the landlord lawyer, because na him lose the case. How you really feel say Italian judge go give you victory over house wey no be your own? Like, now let's be sincere. If this property belongs to us, if this is our own property, like put yourself in this landlord's shoe. How would you feel? How would you feel? Somebody live in your house, the person refused to pay, but you are still paying tax in the house. That some more they fear God. More they fear God. Jesus. Seriously? And he have the mind to even follow this lawyer go court. And he has the mind to even follow this lawyer to court. At the end of the day, the guy lost the case. They gave him 6 months to leave. As they told the, what is it called? The landlord to go and cut the power line. He went there because the judge gave him the power. He went there, he cut the water line. So they gave this guy 6 months to leave. So if he's going to stay that house without lights, na him problem. That is his own problem. It's nobody's problem. So This guy that rented the house, Lanka, left the house now without telling Johnny that they are going to cut the light. Hmm. He left the house. He went to go and rent another house. He went to go and rent one room. In Italy, we call it menolocale. He rented menolocale with kitchen, one room, kitchen, toilet, everything together. He's paying 750. Now see say, una see am, when he was living in a very big apartment, he was paying 600. Even when with the contract, it was 750, but he was comfortable there. There's a lot of space. Now he has only one room, menolocale, one room, kitchen and toilet, everything together for 750. They see life. Now they see life. Now, it was so difficult for him to pay that amount, eh? That this guy, after staying that rented house for 2 months, he decided to pack back to the house, that house where they give him, that house he was asked to live under 6 months. He decided to go back there and stay for the remaining 4 months because the house rent when they pay for the new house too much. Because the money he was actually paying in the new house is too much. He decided to go back to the house they asked him to live. He said, oh, it's remaining 4 months, so I can still stay there till the 4 months expire. And tomorrow you will expect that same landlord to give this house to immigrants. Guy, more with it. Let's be sincere. Things will be say, things that you cannot take, don't give it to others. Don't give it to others. Because this thing, it has been so when my friend, I was talking to her today. She told me that they have been looking for house. Nobody, even they have the money. Once, even one that they like, she was even telling me this one, the agency was okay, fine. Let's go talk to the lawyer, the the landlord. They don't go check the house. They went there. They saw the house. They saw the apartment, very big. She was happy. They're going to pay everything. She and her husband, they are working. They have life contract. They are working. They have the money. So the agency gave them appointment to come and see the lawyer. The day they went there, the landlord. The day they went there, the landlord already knew who they are at this point. So when they came, the landlord was like, "I'm so sorry. I want to sell the house. That is no longer for rent. He wants to sell the house." No, because he knew that they are foreigners. He knew that they are immigrants. He's scared. At the end of the day, she actually found out that he actually gave that house to someone else for rent, not be sale, but he just feared because but at this time he gave it to Italian couples. But he was so scared because they are immigrants. He later, even the agency, when they went back again to the agency told them no, the guy was scared. He was scared because most houses that were rented out to immigrants, at the end of the day, the landlord will came back complaining that they are not paying, especially when they have kids, because they know that Italian law protect kids, protect elderly people, protect women. They will say, I have kids, where did you want me to go? Boo, 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 stuff like that. For there, case don't start. Landlord don't they go court, which is very bad. Which is very bad. Guys, please, I want us to talk about this particular issue in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Like, tell me what you think about this particular issue in the comment section. I really want to hear from you guys. Is it right? How can we make this right? That is all I want to know. Thank you, besties, for watching. My name is Bette. I just decided to bring this video and let's talk about it. I'll see you in my next video. Happy New Week. Ciao. Ciao, ciao.